Hi everyone, this is Ants. In my previous video, I debuted my OpenVAT for Godot plugin, and now that it's completed, I could start using it to create some cool effects that I need in my tool chest. And one of them is a complete destruction of the entire level, or a big explosion. Now listen, this explosion, it doesn't have the Fresnel shockwave. I should be fading out the tiles, the broken tires. I should be and putting back the original floor. Like, there's a lot of things I need to do, but this layer here is needed, right? And this is using my OpenVAT for Godot plugin, and it's basically just this. I am using hundreds of instances of this Vertex Animation over here that was made in Blender that I made personally, and I'm very, very proud of it. And it's actually quite simple too. I didn't know how to do it, but it takes literally 1 minute. There is a 1 minute video that teaches you how to do exactly what I did here. And then you have to use OpenVAT for Godot Blender Toolkit and export it and then import it using my plugin. But with this simple animation here, I got to make that previous scene that I'm gonna show you the code and all that kind of stuff. And we're gonna change it for different use cases, okay? And I just worked on it for a couple hours this weekend, and I just want to pump out a quick video on showing a couple of different effects and all that kind of stuff. Oh, by the way, I also did a cloth animation, an extremely low poly old rag. I mean, this is hundreds of vertices here, and you could tell it's low poly by the jaggies here. And I could increase it to up to 8,000. And I want to start small, but I was actually quite surprised how good it looks with, I think it's less than 1,000. I think it's 800 vertices or something. I forgot. But either way, yeah, cloth simulations are actually even easier to do than the destruction of a tile. But anyways, I'll save this for another video. And one of the other things that I still need to do is fluid simulations and exporting fluid simulations from OpenVAT into Godot so that we could do some fluid pouring a coffee down. That would be fantastic, man. Anyways, I'm getting too excited. But anyways, let's go to the original one and let's get started. Okay, so the current code that I have now has one line, and it's the middle propagation. Let's play it one more time because people probably forgot it because I've been mumbling for a couple of minutes now. But what this basically does is everything, all the different variances that I'm going to be showing you, the variations of the animation, the complete animation here of 400 instance tiles, is just changing the offset between 0 and 1. I am just slightly changing the animation offset, and I used cosine here to basically generate this this shockwave. That's all I did. And the code looks more complicated, but basically I am changing the offset between 0 and 1. 0 is the closest to the middle of the floor, and 1 is the furthest away. And I just normalize it, and it's doing this shockwave over and over again and all that kind of stuff. That's all I'm doing basically. And so everything is controlled by offset, which is unbelievable. And it's 400 instances. It's using the OpenVAT multi-mesh instance 3D node, which means it's drawing these 400 animated instances of the mesh in one draw call. So it's incredibly efficient, right? So let's turn off VSync and shadows, and I'm capturing the video. So, but it's hundreds of FPS, as you can see here. And I have a low-end card. I have the latest generation low-end card. To prove it to you, it's over here. So everything's there. So it's taking less than 2 milliseconds to generate 400 instances and all that. And you don't have to use 400. You could use 100, 200, or 400, right? So everything's configurable. So it's incredibly cheap to use. Okay, anyways, let's change this up. So let's, instead of a middle propagation, let's just say you wanted to use a row effect, okay? And let's see what this does. because you have to visualize it. All this does is basically change the offset of every row between 0 and 1, and it does this wave. That's all it's doing, right? And I'm going to show you the code, but it's just using modula. I'm just figuring out what row, and give me the row from 0 to 1, starting from one end to the other. And that's it. Look, it's just doing that. Now, there's different things you can change here, like the speed, right? So let's go faster. I think this is faster. And let's go to something smaller. See, it's faster. So you could change the speed of stuff. This is too fast. It's too fast. Or slower, right? So again, everything is configurable, right? But you could do any pattern with the offset, right? Like you really could do any pattern and all. And by the way, the original demo was, as you can see, I've been playing with this for a couple hours, just having tons of fun. I've just been having tons of fun just changing these different things, right? This was the original demo. And I have 2 different animations. So one of the cool things that I did, and it's fully supported, right, is, again, this is just an animation. There's one entire animation of 120 frames. And I created in the JSON file another animation, right? So this was the original animation from start frame 1 to 120. I created another animation. I just edited the JSON file, and I went from 26 to 120. 26 is when it hits the ground, and then the remaining animation. So as you can see, is you could create sub animations from the overall animations, and then you could change the track of that. And you don't have to use Blender or anything like that. It's actually fantastic. I'm actually really happy, and it just came out of like, hey, what if I do this? And it just, yeah, you could create your own animations from the overall animations. So you basically taking a subset of the big animation and making smaller ones, and you could call it anytime you want. But over here, as you can see, some of them are doing the complete animation. Some of them are just doing the on the floor animation. Let's see if I find one. This guy here is just playing that. So, and everything, the offset has been randomized. And so it's looking like this, some futuristic, I don't know, whatever. But that's the reason why I changed it up, and I'm going to stick. So in the GitHub repository, I am going to default to this one over here. All right. And that's basically it. Yeah, so that's basically it. Just to reiterate, the reason why this is interesting is because these 400 tiles are basically animating 400 instances with one draw call using a very efficient Vertex shader that's all done in the GPU. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to work on that I was thinking is I wanted to randomize. So I'm just using one animation, but I finally realized that that's not the way to go. I need to create like 2 or 3, maybe 3 or 4 animations. So this is 10 by 10. So there's 100 pieces here. So some pieces I should randomize the actual cracking and maybe use 90 pieces for another one and maybe 95 for the other one with different cracks, and use those 3 instances or 4 to randomize kind of like the breaking, right? So yeah, and the other thing I did is I also randomize the Y by a little bit so that the Z fighting between the tiles, because they overlap a little bit, right? So the tiles are overlapping a little bit, and if they're right on the same level, the overlapping kind of tiles will Z fight. I don't know if you know, but it will actually shimmer, and you don't want that. So I changed the Y a little bit to stop that. The other thing I did is I changed the rotation of every single tile randomly. So they're randomized tile rotations, and that helps out it not looking too kind of like the same animations. But there's other things I can do to do that. Again, this is just a couple hours of just having fun, and that's basically it. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that. I'll put a link in the description how to quickly create a cloth animation in Blender, and then also a breaking of a tile in Blender. I will link the repository for the GitHub repo so that you could actually run these things. I have to push it to master. I still have to do some GitHub stuff, but I want to do some testing and update the documentation before I do. So it might be a day or two before you do that. I actually like pushing the video so I don't have to worry about it. And again, I never ask for a like and subscribe because I don't do any editing of the video. The production quality is low. And I just do this because I have fun. And I just want to share it with the audience. And maybe you'll find it useful. And if you don't find it useful, that's fine. I don't take offense to that. But some people actually said, oh, this is... And some people even connect with me on Discord and they say, oh, yeah, I use this. This is really good on a lot of other projects I'm using. So that's always good. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. And again, there's also a cloth demo that I added. I think the cloth demo is already on GitHub, so you could actually take a look at that too. Okay, and there's all the other simulations here. 2,000 instances with one draw call. Pretty cool. Let's see how fast this is. It's 300 FPS, 2,000 individually animated instances. Yeah, and I'm capturing video too, right? So yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, and I also put the mage. So my previous YouTube video, basically I went through how to do it with the mage, and I added that to the demos too. So I added the mage also. It's there too. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.